Well, good morning, everybody. It's great to be here. Happy Veterans Day, a little late, but I want to say many of you might be here expecting the, look, little Jesus. That's good. Everybody needs a little Jesus. So everybody's here expecting a big, fast 1,000 horsepower car in the lobby, a Hennessy Dark Horse. And at the last minute yesterday, the gentleman who was supposed to speak evidently is no longer with Hennessy. When I called to verify, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And so I'm sitting in my office yesterday afternoon. Dear Lord, what can I do? Is it going to be just me today? No, we don't want that. Is it going to be Rachel? No. Were we going to do what's your deal? No. And then it dawned on me. I said, Rachel was sitting at my desk. We were kind of brainstorming. She says, what about Mr. Herrera? His number was right on my desk, and we had spoken about him speaking with us. And I go, yes, perfect. Veterans Day. This has been a wonderful Veterans Day. We've been celebrating since Friday all the way through yesterday. And now even today, we're going to go a little bit further because Mr. Raúl Herrera is our guest speaker. I called him. I said, look, can you make it tomorrow? And he goes, I'd love to. And he's got a table set up there, and I think you're going to really like his story. And he heard a little bit of the 60s music when he came in and saw some of the photographs and everything. And I think his story is very compelling, and I think you'll really enjoy it today. So Mr. Herrera is here, right over here. Thank you, Mr. Herrera. We're going to get you up in just a moment. All right. Oh, look, everybody, it's Rachel. She's getting brave. She gets braver. She's getting on stage. Can we start with our prayer first, or do you want to say something first? Okay. Gary Kurkowski, today's sermon.
Yes, sir.
Everybody give it up for Gary Kurkowski, our chamber chaplain. And I'm sure he has a pretty good message for us today.
I got something a little. Is this on? Check one. Hello. How are we doing today? We better be excited. It's Thanksgiving. Who likes Thanksgiving? We got to work on this today. So I'm going to read a couple things. I'm going to need you to get a little excited for me, okay? Because who knows, who has children, let me ask you this, that they don't seem to say thank you as often as they used to. Like when we were children, we would say thank you, Mom and Dad. Who has children that don't say thank you? Come on, we all have some children that don't say thank you. How about adults that don't say thank you when you open the door for them and they walk through and they don't say thank you for doing that? Who's been there? So we have to have a thankful heart. And thankful heart is saying it, it's expressing it, right? So an attitude of gratitude is the way that we should live every single day. So what I mean by that is when something happens or doesn't happen, we should always have a thankful heart. So we may go through these knots or have these struggles, but we also have to have that attitude of gratitude that they are there and they are helping us to get to the next step that's even better. So I'm going to read a couple things to you. Is that okay? So I need us to be a little excited because I am so grateful for everything that we have. We got air in our lungs. Most of us can see pretty well. We're here today that we're expanding our businesses. We have these opportunities every single day. And unfortunately, I'm going to point my fingers back at you. We don't walk around grateful. We walk around saying, what else can I get? What else can I have? Give me more. So I'm challenging you to have that heart change. So I'm just going to read a couple verses to you. Oh, give thanks to the Lord, for he is good, for his steadfast love endures forever. I will give to the Lord the thanks due to his righteousness, and I will sing praises to his name of the Lord Most High. Give thanks in all circumstances, for his will of God in Christ Jesus for you. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication, thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, to which indeed you are called in one body, and be thankful. Continue steadfastly in prayer, being watchful in with thanksgiving. The Lord is my strength and my shield, in him my heart trusts. I am helped, my heart exults, and my song I will give thanks. So everything that we do, we need to have an attitude of gratitude. When you have an attitude of gratitude, you say,
Thank you.
let's try that again. When you have an attitude of gratitude, we say, thank you. When we have an attitude of gratitude, we say, thank you. It's almost to the back. When we have an attitude of gratitude, we say, thank you. Amen. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we just thank you for your goodness. Thank you for everything that you've given us and do for us. We thank you for this time together here at the chamber, that we meet new people, that we are thankful for them, that we show them grace and favor and encouragement. We thank you for the people that lead, like Don and Rachel of this chamber, that you give them wisdom and witty ideas to continue to lead us and guide us and direct this whole chamber. We thank you for a great day, and we give you all the glory. It's in your name. Everybody said?
Thank you, and amen, and thank you, Gary. See, Gary? I said thank you.
Oh,
You're welcome. Dina. All right, we like to do the Pledge of Allegiance to our great country. So here we go. We got an American flag sometimes. There you go. All right, here we go, Dina.
We pledge allegiance
To the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Hoorah. Thank you.
I came up with a new hashtag that I want you to start using. Veterans, service people, thank you for my freedom.
All right. Thank you, Dina. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, our breakfast this morning is sponsored by Gambone's Custom Home Improvements. Tony and his wife are not here this morning. However, Tony had a little surgery yesterday, and he's trying to recover today. So if you find a little time in your day, just give a thought and prayer to Tony and his wife as he's in recovery. But he's going to be okay. Just you can, I know you can turn this on here. There you go. All right.
Thank you. I would like to give a quick shout out to Gambone's Custom Home Improvement, as I have used them personally. They built a casita in the back of my house. It's about 600 square feet. That was empty space used as a workout room and office, and it was literally nothing. And they created a beautiful, fabulous casita for my parents to move in eventually, and I'm just thrilled with the work that they did. They were easy to work with. Everything was professional from top to the bottom, and Wendy even went as far as picked out the lighting fixtures, and they matched the ceiling fans that I already had perfectly in that space. So please give them a call if you're thinking of doing anything to your house or you know anyone that is.
Beautiful. That's great. You work for them. That's great. That's a good
I've
job.
learned from you.
Yeah. Right. And you have something to say about this too, since you're here?
I do. We are ready to kick off sales for our Fulshear Katy Community Guide and Directory. Amy was not able to be here today, so I'm representing for her. This is our guide that gives all kinds of information to people coming to our region, whether they're just moving or if they're visiting. It actually is a showcase for our local businesses and places of religion, schools. It gives some demographical information, and it's a resource for people of the area. So she wanted to kick off her season with giving Nutcracker Market tickets as a giveaway. So I have 2 sets of 2. The Nutcracker Market is this weekend, so if you're not able to attend, please don't accept the tickets unless you would like to give them to someone else.
Ready to go? You want to draw? Okay, here we go. Nutcracker Market. Anybody excited, guys?
It's fabulous.
How about the gentleman? I got one.
Super.
All right. Aaron Rayleigh. Aaron, franchise partner with Burn Boot Camp. Where's Aaron?
Aaron,
Aaron.
yes.
Look at her. Burn Boot Camp. Look, she runs down here.
It's 2 general admission tickets, November 14th.
I tell you what,
17th.
you've got to be in shape to go to that Nutcracker Market. So at Burn Boot Camp,
Get
you ought
there
to have
early.
you ought to have Nutcracker Burn Boot Camp prep day or something like that. All right, I'll put them back in for the other prizes
Okay.
too. Okay, and then the other one we have is Jay Danella. Jay, where's Jay? Christ Clinic. Where's he at?
You can't. Okay, thank you for that.
All right, well, there it says a lot about Jay. No, okay.
He's a busy man.
He's a busy man. Janice Perry.
Janice,
Janice, can you go to the Nutcracker?
you can.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
I will see you there.
Well, we want to thank you very much, and we want to thank Amy Barker Richards for the great work she does on our guide.
Please contact Amy Barker Richards for information regarding the community guide.
This is a popular guide. It's in the Walmarts, it's in the Time-Wise Shell stations, it's in HEB, and it's at all the model home places and things like that. So
I have one more announcement.
You got another one?
I do. We have been blessed once again. We have a new administrative coordinator that's working for the chamber. Her name is Lindsay Yang. She will be in the office Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday from 8 to 2, and also on Friday from 8 to 2. So we are proud to have her on the team.
Is she here today?
Lindsay, are you here?
Where's Lindsay? There she is,
There
right
she
here.
is, yeah.
You want to say hello
Lindsay
real quick?
And she's got her horse pin on today. I'm so
I
proud.
was coming in on Friday. We'll talk later.
We need to renegotiate.
There she is. That's her. That's who you'll talk to when you call the office. They're glad to have you on board. Fantastic. Thank you, Lindsay. Give her a round of applause. Make her feel welcome. Let's hear it for Rachel. Thank you so much, Rachel. Couldn't do it without you, I promise. And I got another special introduction to make. And as this is sort of mayor-ish, but we have a new assistant city manager at the city of Fulshear, and that is Kelsey Lee. Kelsey, you want to come and say hello to everybody, or at least stand up, let everybody say hi? Here she is. We grabbed her out of Cibolo near San Antonio. She's extremely smarter than I am for sure, but she's awesome to work with. But through the city, one of her organizations, which is what we're doing at the city, is every director and leader in the city has certain public organizations that do work in the city to be assigned to as a liaison, and we have Kelsey. So how about that? So she'll be with us every month. Also want to point out we have not one, but two, well, maybe three judges in the building. But our terrestrial judges, newly elected, I got to give it up for our own Eddie Krennick. Sit up, Eddie. You want to come say anything, sir? Newly elected. He just got in there, so congratulations, Eddie.
Good morning, Fulshear Regional Chamber for Commerce. As Don said, my name is Edward Krennick, and I'm honored, I'm humbled, and I'm excited to become your public servant come January 1, 2025 at the courthouse. It was an interesting election cycle. I'll make it very brief, though, but let me tell you what I'm very optimistic about. It was incredible to see the outpouring of people that rose up for this election cycle. You woke up, those of you that were asleep, and you made your voices heard, and I'll tell you what, it made a huge difference. So thank you to everyone that contributed towards this great success we had at the courthouse and in our elections. So thank you. I'm looking forward to come January 1.
Edward, would you like to introduce the other judge? You kind of know her. You do.
And I'm also excited that now, for the longest, I always had to say, whenever my boss, who was another judge, would always tell me to do something, I have to say, yes, Your Honor. So maybe I'll get that in return a little bit. My wife, Tricia Krennick, she's your Justice of the Peace, Precinct 1, Place 2. Her courthouse is here in Fulshear. I'll let her say a few words.
Good morning, everyone. It is my honor to serve you as your Justice of the Peace, Precinct 1, Place 2. My courthouse is just right up the road. Most of you may know that Dozier's has reopened, and I'm located right next door. We actually provide service to businesses if you have debt claims, small claims that we can assist you with. If you're an apartment association, we handle evictions in this area. So if we can be of service, please feel free to stop in and see us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You can imagine what our house would be like when we get in an argument.
I object. Sustained. Okay. But they're not only wonderful public servants and they give back to the community, but I've known them since pretty much day one when I arrived in this wonderful town, and I can say they give of themselves, their hearts, their support, and everything. So thank you, and not only that, being good friends. So thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Also, we have, I think I covered that. Congressman Nell's office. Is Ethan here? Ethan? Hey, Ethan, way back in the back, representing Congressman Nell's. Thank you very much for being here. And then, of course, we just did the judges. Excuse me. Also, don't want to forget, Becca. Is Becca still here? Becca? No? Okay. Well, of course, our coffee by Humble Grounds, or is it Humble Grounds? But anyway, but nevertheless, they do a wonderful job for us, bringing our breakfast to us. But the breakfast was sponsored by Gambones, but they're the ones that prepared it, and their coffee is always amazing. So if you have a meeting or you want to get coffee, go to a local Humble Grounds. Now, the big thing, everybody knows BFF, Best Friends Forever. It's buy Fulshear first, okay? Let's buy Fulshear first. And be Fulshear friendly. Oh, and we got to go be Fulshear fierce, because where's David? Josh Collum, is he here? Fire and Sprinkler? Where's he at? Where? Oh, he's right back there. Well, last night, this young man, he also had lunch at dinner at Dozier's for the entire Fulshear football team. And these guys are on there, and he's the father of David, the right offensive guard, wonderful man. But Chargers, I have to say, this Friday, you want to come out to Trailer Stadium, 7 o'clock. It's the first round of the playoffs against Katy Pato, okay? I'm trying to talk to Mayor Dusty Thiel to have an intercity wager, but come out. It's going to be fun. The Chargers went 10-0 this season, undefeated. Second season in a row. They did it in 5A last year, moved up to 6A this year, went 10-0 this year. So it's a dynamic team. If you like to see some entertaining high school football, Chargers is your ticket. So this Friday. And if you're there, yours truly might say your name over the PA system. So, okay. So moving on to a couple of things here. Got that. All right, we welcome officials and guests. Okay. Are there brand new members in the chamber? I want to meet. First off, if you're a guest visiting, stand up. If you're a guest visiting, stand up. Look at all these guests. Fantastic. Wranglers, take note. We would love for you to all consider being part of our chamber family, and that's what we are. We are truly a family to helping each other. And we'd like to introduce our newest members. They get that privilege because they are now new members of the chamber. And if you are a brand new member in the chamber in this last month, please come down here, tell us your name and your business, please. Come on. Right now. All right. Come on down. Come on down. There you go. You're going to be great at what's your deal. That's fantastic. Oh, look. They got School of Rock. Dude. All right, I'm in. All right. Please tell us your name and about your business, real quick.
Hey, everybody, I'm Trezana Moreno. This is my husband, Vince Moreno. We are opening a School of Rock. Yeah! Right here in Fulshear. We are negotiating our lease. Hope to sign it this week, but maybe we'll be in Marcel Gardens right next to our friends at Arco Fit.
Wow, so you're going to be jamming and working out at the same time.
They're going to play the music for the group fitness classes, right? All right, you all know me as Thomas Westbrook. I own Westbrook Solutions. We're a consulting firm that specializes in the health, fitness, and hospitality industry. I'm here representing one of my clients, ArcoFit, that joined the chamber today. So super excited about that. In addition to that, I will be partnering with them on day-to-day operations. So you'll see me in the club. It's one of the services we offer, fractional support. So come out. The club opens December 8th. We are doing pre-sales right now. You can get a discount. No cost to sign up. Just your month-to-month membership once the club opens. So we can't wait to see you. We already have a lot of partnerships with other members, and we can't wait to see you at the club.
All right, ArcoFit. Love it. Yes, sir.
My name is Calvin No. I'm a dentist here in Fulshear, about 5 minutes away. We just opened up our practice. It's my wife and I, Dr. Ty. We are called Hometown Dental, and we're next to Baskin Robbins. So get your ice cream, get some cavities, and come over here.
What's the name of the... Hometown Dental, next to Baskin Robbins? Was that on purpose because you eat sweets and then go to the dentist?
Maybe.
Great marketing. Great way to do it. Let's give all our new members a round. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys so much. We're so proud to have you in the chamber. It should just squeeze on top of that. There you go. Thank you guys again. Really appreciate it. And if, as a visitor, you want this chance, but also learn more about the chamber, will our wranglers stand up real quick? If you're thinking about this chamber, reach out to one of these folks standing up. They'll be happy to tell you all about our chamber and what we have to offer your business and help you be the best you can be. That's what our mission is. It says to serve, protect, and promote our businesses in the Fulshear region of Texas. And our mission is to be your first resource for business in the Fulshear region. And I owe all this to our strategic plan headed up by our wonderful board of directors. And if you are a board of director, I see our chairwoman, Miss Carla Lynn, stand up so everybody knows who you are. Gary Krakowski, Rick Vargas. Rick is here, and anybody else? Okay, and we are looking for more board members, and if you're interested, talk to one of them. Okay? Yes. All right, moving along. We'll get there. And please tag us that you're here today. We'd love to see you, and that way it gets our name out there. And real quickly, I'm going to go over this before I bring our guest up. We have Network Vibes at Water's Edge Winery and Bistro in Richmond, and that's on November 20th. Networking University, and that title is going to be Improve Your Public Speaking, and that'll be at Spring Creek Barbecue on November 21st. We have these out front for you. And we have a rope cutting for Alexar. Yeah, fantastic. We're going to get that coming on the 21st as well. So should be a full day on the 21st. Just to give you a brief highlight of some of the things that we're going to be doing in 2025 so that you can get your business noticed in the public. Because unless you're out there proactively, if you're just sitting around for your phone to ring and waiting for people to walk by, it doesn't happen. You got to get out and build relationships. Just like Jack said, oh, there you are, Rick. I missed you. I was looking over here. And you got to get out there and build relationships. Remember, it's not ROI, it's ROR, return on relationships, okay? So we want to make sure to do it. But on January 25th, we're going to have our first annual Texas Heritage 5K up the Texas Heritage Parkway. It's a beautiful way to do it. It's going to benefit the local Rotary Club. We got a lot of things going there. So it could be very, very cold, or it could be hot like today. And February 14th, we're going to have also our first annual Fulshear Heart Texas Ball at Briscoe Manor. And it's going to be a beautiful, casual, elegant event. Gentlemen, if you are looking for a place to take your special one to Valentine's Day on February 14th, try to make a reservation on Valentine's Day. See if you get anywhere. I'm telling you, this will be the place to come. Everything's taken care of. You'll be a hero, I promise. It's a wonderful time. And if you haven't seen Briscoe Manor lately, they are members of our chamber. And Fulshear Heart, Texas. Did y'all realize that Hart is right in the middle of Fulshear, Texas? It is. So Fulshear is where the heart is, and I can prove it right there. And then we have our Heritage Festival on March the 1st, celebrating Texas again. Our casino night in April. We have a convocation with LCISD in May. July, we're going to be doing our Liberty on the Brazos, 4th of July, our bowling tournament, and then our Scarecrow Festival. Once again, it starts all over again. But the next big event that the Chamber is involved in is the tree lighting on November 30th, the Saturday after Thanksgiving. If you have a business and you've been here, we've only got a limited number of spaces, 15, well, I think we got 9 left. We're letting you have a space at no charge. So if you feel like you want to be out there, we've already offered it to our parlor guests who are out there mostly, but opportunity to come out and celebrate Christmas and get your business noticed again. But that is sort of our gift to you, no charge, just got to sign up. Okay? Great. All right. Now, normally I do the prizes. So, Mr. Herrera, are you ready to come up in just a moment? Let me do this real quick. Jason, would you help me with these door prizes, please? All right. You got to stand up. All right. Well, first off, we're going to do this one right here. This is from our in-house veteran, Mike Martin, with Rub It On, Pain Is Gone, Pain Free. And the winner, as we say all the time, is Mike will be happy to rub it on for you. And Suzanne Walker. Suzanne Walker, she's a wonderful musician. She played at our Scarecrow Festival. She did a wonderful job. And if you need somebody, there you go to play at your next event. Get hold of Mia. She's phenomenal. Next up, it looks like from Rick Henderson, we have, are these cheese plates, Rick? Yeah. All right. Cheese. And it's, these are wonderful. Thank you, Rick, with Remax. And I wonder if you need anything to do in real estate and all that. And the winner goes to, hey, Josh Collum. Hey, Josh, after the big win on Friday, you could serve cheese. How about Josh Collum with Fulshear Fire and Sprinkler? If you need any sprinkler or firefighting or just to keep your business safe in your home, that man right there will keep you safe. And who's this from? Oh, that's from Becca at Humble. Is it Humble or Humble? Humble. But that's the city. Humble. Is it salmon or salmon? Is it Caribbean or Caribbean? Okay, anyway, I digress. Kelsey Lee, look at there, our own from our assistant city manager. If anybody needs coffee, I think it's you, my lady. I think it is. And then, of course, Greg Zivov. Where's Greg? There he is, electric, gas, and savings. I just pulled your name out. You won your prize back. No. But thank you, Greg. Always consistent. Always brings us a door prize. And this looks like something we need in November and December. A fan, right? Okay. What's that? Hang on to it for the summer. We need it now. But if you win this, it could be your biggest fan. See what I did there? And our winner is Trudy King. Trudy King. Where's Trudy? Trudy, where you at, Trudy? Where's she at? She's back there. We're going to bring that fan to you. So, Trudy, now you have the biggest fan in the world right there. All right. Here we go. We're going to do this. Move this over here. And I'm going to let our guests come up. Mr. Herrera, would you please come around over this way, sir? And I'm going to read a little bit about you before we get started here. I also want to say it was marvelous that Mr. Herrera at the last minute jumped in and did this. Come on out, Mr. Herrera. Come on out. Give him a round of applause right here. Step up into the light, sir. Thank you very much once again for jumping in on board. But let me just tell you guys this. He is the author of a book called Capturing Skunk Alpha, a barrio sailor's journey in Vietnam through peace and conflict. On the evening of July 11th, 1967, a Navy surveillance aircraft spotted a suspicious trawler in the international waters heading towards, and pardon my Vietnamese, the Quang Nai coast of South Vietnam. Quang Nai, thank you. While the ship tried to appear innocuous on its deck, Saigon quickly identified it as an enemy gun runner, codenamed Skunk Alpha. A four seaboard intercept task force was established and formed a barrier in South Vietnam's 12-mile territorial boundary. As the enemy ship ignored all orders to surrender and neared the Sakai River, Saki, thank you, River at the tip of the Batangan. Swift boat PCF-79 was ordered to take the trawler under fire. What followed was a ship-to-ship combat, action that has not been seen since World War II. Capturing Skunk Alpha relates that breathtaking military encounter to the readers for the first time. He does have a book that's available. But Capturing Skunk Alpha is also a tale of one sailor's journey to the deck of PCF-79. 2 years earlier, Mr. Raúl Herrera was growing up on the west side of San Antonio, Texas, where he answered the call to duty and joined the United States Navy. Raúl was assigned to PCF crew training and joined a ragtag 6-man swift boat crew with a mission to prevent the infiltration of resupply ships from North Vietnam. These brave sailors who steered into harm's way in war-torn Vietnam would keep more than 90 tons, they kept more than 90 tons of ammunition and supplies away from the Viet Cong and the NVA forces. The Viet Cong would post a bounty on PCF 79. Premier, now you're going to have this Mr. Nguyen Cao Kai.
Nguyen Cao Ki.
Nguyen Cao Ki. I'll get it. And Chief State Nguyen Van
Tu.
Van Tu. And they would congratulate and decorate their heroism. Capturing Skunk Alpha provides an eyewitness account of a pivotal moment in naval operations while also chronicling one sailor's unlikely journey from barrio adolescence to perilous combat action on the high seas. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Raúl Herrera. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mayor. It's a pleasure being here to present my story to you all. And thank you, Mayor, for the opportunity to do this. It gives me great pride in sharing the story of swift boats in Vietnam. I suspect that many of you don't know what a swift boat is. Who does know what a swift boat is? Okay, a few, yes. Who does know what a swift boat is? It's a 50-foot boat that the Navy established in challenging all of North Vietnam's effort to bring in, as the mayor noted, resupply vessels to supply their enemy forces in South Vietnam. And as the slide shows, I was part of Task Force 115, which is tag named Operation Market Time. And our mission was to seal the coast, 1,200 miles of coastline of South Vietnam, from the DMZ all the way around to the southern tip of the Cà Mau Peninsula. And what led to the establishment of swift boats was an incident called Vung Ro Bay on February the 16th, 1965. I was still a senior in high school when that took place. And what happened that day, a young lieutenant, Lieutenant Bowers, was on a mission to take an officer from the field to a nearby hospital along the central coastline of South Vietnam. And as they flew over this peninsula and into and over Vung Ro Bay, his co-pilot spotted what appeared to be like a floating island. And so they circled around and went down, and it still didn't look quite right, so they went further down. And as they approached that Vung Ro Bay, they got attacked by heavy machine gun fire from this, quote, floating island. It turned out to be the first detected enemy ship from North Vietnam. And this is Lieutenant Bowers. He delivered his patient to the hospital and came back around after the incident was settled and the trawler was captured and gunned down. And this is part of the ammunition and supplies taken off that particular ship. What wasn't known at the time was that North Vietnam had been successful in over 80 missions, delivering close to 180,000 pounds of supplies since 1962, 63. Now, all along the 1,200 miles of coastline, we had various divisions, swiftboat divisions. They were called coastal divisions. And starting at lower left, we had Coastal Division 12 in Da Nang, Coastal Division 16, where I was part of, further south of Da Nang. I'm going south to north to south along the coastline. Then in Da Nang, in Chula, we had Coastal Division 16. The 15 was the next one, 14, COSDIV 13 at Cat Lo, and Coastal Division 11 at Antoy. And here you see the different locations along the coastline of Vietnam. And I was right there at this location here called Chu Lai. And the Vung Ro Bay incident took place in this area in here. Now, a swift boat was a small 50-foot boat. The trawler we captured was 120 foot. And our crew consisted of a young lieutenant junior grade officer and 5 enlisted men. And our boat officer was Lieutenant junior grade Edward Bergen. His code name was Lord Mort. After we captured the trawler, the officers used to call him Mort. Mortimer Sierra is what his code name was. But after the trawler was captured, he was named Lord Mort, King of Death. The second in command was the man on the right here. That's Bobby Don Carver. He was my mentor and my nemesis. He put me through the ropes and into the bilges of our swift boat for another reason. You'll read in the book that, but he was the man who fired the round that brought the trawler down. He fired an 81 millimeter mortar round into the trawler's pilot house, forcing it to lose control and run aground at the mouth of the Saki River at the Batangan Peninsula. Next to him is this man here. That's, oh, by the way, Carver's nickname was Boats, because he was a boatswain's mate. Next to him was his drinking buddy, his good friend, Ronald Reinhardt. He was our engineman. And his code name was Porky. No one dared ask him how and why he got that nickname. Next, we have our gunner, Bob Middleton, an Italian stallion from the Hartford area of Connecticut. He was in charge of the twin 50 caliber machine guns, and there he is sitting in the gun tub that sits above the pilot house. I believe I'm next. Yes, that's me right there at the bow of our swift boat PCF 79. PCF stood for Patrol Craft Fast. Next. This is our seaman, our deckhand was McNamara, Timothy McNamara, and he went by the nickname of Mac. Oh, by the way, anyone dare know what my code name was, my moniker? What? Bean. B-E-A-N. Yes, you heard that right, Bean. And I will not fall victim to culture change. I relish when people call me Bean. It's not offensive to me because it's very close to my heart, because it was that crusty old boatswain's mate, Bobby Don Carver, that gave me that moniker. When we met for training in San Diego, and I introduced myself to the officer and to him, he just looked at me up and down, and he had a reddish-brown mustache that he twirled, and tattoos on his arms, naked lady, chains, birds on his chest. A true salt of the sea. And he looked me up and down, and he said, "What's going on, Bean?" And it stuck. And it stuck. And as I mentioned, I may have mentioned, I wrote the book in his memory, because his spirit, after I returned from Vietnam, he was killed in action on December the 6th, 1967, just near the location where we captured the trawler. And so his spirit haunted me for many, many years. And that's what eventually I realized he wanted to push me to tell his story, to tell our crew's story, and to tell the swift boat story. Next. Operation Rocket Time. There were, from the shoreline, the swift boats were the closest to the shore. From the shore up to about 3 miles out. Beyond that were Coast Guard cutters, 82-foot boats from the Coast Guard. They were the second line of defense. And beyond that were the deep sea vessels like destroyers, minesweepers, and such. But up in the sky, there were aerial surveillance teams that patrolled all along the coast, trying to look for suspicious vessels. And in this particular case, this YB-10 aircraft Next, piloted by Lieutenant Branscombe and his crew, they spotted a suspicious vessel. Next. And this is the trawler right here. It was a brand new vessel. What made it suspicious, a number of things. The vessel was going straight towards the coast of Vietnam. And if it kept going in that direction, there was no port in sight. So it wasn't a cargo vessel that was taking goods to harbor or anything like that. So that made a suspicion. Another thing that made a suspicion, they flew no flag of origin. Next. This is a map of where the trawler was first spotted. Here is the Batangan area in here, and Chulai, which is a little bit north of that location. And so when it was spotted by the aircraft, they reported to Saigon, and Saigon immediately gave orders to the USS Wilhoit, a destroyer, one of the big vessels out at sea, to intercept it and inspect it closer. So the aircraft had gotten real close to the surface of the water and buzzed right by the trawler and taken pictures. So this occurred on late afternoon of July the 11th. So the destroyer gave chase, and after midnight, it happened to raise radar contact on this particular vessel. And in the Navy, when there's a suspicious vessel out at sea that it's undetected, it's not identified yet, it's called a skunk. And the first one after midnight is called Alpha. And then Bravo, Charlie, Delta, and so on. And that's how Skunk Alpha became known as such. And they went all the way out to the Paracel Islands, a far distance from the coastline. And they stayed there for a couple of days until they got orders from Hanoi to make another attempt. There was going to be a darkness of the moon on the 15th of July of 1967. Next. In Da Nang, the headquarters for our area, for our patrol area in the northern section of Vietnam was called I Corps, Roman numeral 1, I Corps. The commander established an operation that he called Operation Skyhook. And that was going to be the intercept plan that was created by the officers in the Northern Surveillance Team in Da Nang. Next. This is our swift boat, PCF 79. Brings back a lot of memories. And my job was inside the pilot house right in here when we were intercepting the trawler. There's a radar right around this location inside the pilot house. And next. This is the Coast Guard cutter, the Point Orient. Up here, right here behind the pilot house on the deck, the psychological warfare team had speakers. And their mission was to, during the darkness of the moon, as the trawler got closer and closer to the coastline, to its final destination, they had a pre-taped message in Vietnamese alerting the trawler crew to surrender, to stop dead in the water because they were surrounded and they were going to be searched and boarded. Next, another player here was the USS Gallup. It was a gunboat. And then finally, the USS Wilhoit. This is the one that shadowed the trawler for 3 days out at sea all the way to the Paracel Islands. So either way, the trawler was heading in towards the coast of the Batangan Peninsula. On the right was the Coast Guard cutter, the Point Orient. Behind it was a destroyer, the Wilhoit. And on the left side, we were closest to the trawler, and behind us was a gunboat, the Gallup. There were also helicopter units from Chulai that joined in because it was darkness of the moon, and we had our mortar had the capability of firing illumination rounds, mortar rounds that I believe you may have seen in television, where you see the little floating parachuted illumination rounds to light up the area. But these were able to assist with dropping flares, as well as the attacking with rockets and machine gun fire. The Rattlers were there, and then also we had the Firebirds. Next. The victory took place, as I said, at the Saki River on July the 15th, 1967. Next. This is the map. This is the official, actual combat chart. Somehow or another, it found its way into my sea bag, and I brought it home. But this is the Batangan Peninsula right here, and this is the Song Saki, the Saki River mouth. Interestingly enough, the trawler. I was a radio radarman, so I kept getting and receiving position reports on the trawler, and that vessel was coming in on coordinate 79 all the way from out to sea. It came on 79, and ironically, that was our swift boat number. It's just strange that happened. But as it got closer, it crossed right close to this flat rock right here. It was an outcrop just barely on the surface of the water, very hazardous location. But it turned, and then it went between this rock and the mouth of the river is when we engaged the trawler. We were within 75 yards of each other, exchanging machine gun fire in the middle of the night. And the boatswain's mate, Carver, he fired that 81 millimeter mortar round that forced the trawler to run aground right at this location, right on the right side of the river mouth. You'll notice that My Lai, some of you may recall the My Lai massacre, where Lieutenant Calley and his men massacred many innocent Vietnamese villagers. It was a sad time in our history in Vietnam. You'd also notice that we have here the Co Lay Corral. There were 3 little tiny hamlets from the mouth of the Song Tra Cook River, Co Lay 3, Co Lay 2, and then Co Lay 1, and then the My Lai village right in here. Well, we were running a psychological warfare mission on December the 6th, 1967. As the mayor noted, that the Viet Cong were highly upset that we took more than 90 tons of ammunition and supplies from the enemy hands. So they put a bounty out for the 79 boat. And that particular day, we were running psychological warfare. We had speakers, and we were broadcasting this program called Chu Hoi, the Chu Hoi program, Give Up Your Arms. And so our mission was to broadcast that. And so we were going real slow along the shoreline from south to north. We made one pass, passing Co Lay 3, Co Lay 2, and then Co Lay 3, Co Lay 1 here. And we went back out to sea and circled back around. And on the next pass, right between Co Lay 2 and Co Lay 1, we got ambushed by 3 positions on the beach. And on that fateful day, our crewman, my nemesis and my mentor, Bobby Don Carver, was killed in action. Next. Here's the location of where the trawler was captured, right in that area. The Korean Marines operated in this area of the Batangan Peninsula, and because the trawler landed in the mouth of that river, they believed that trawler was theirs. So before daybreak, the Koreans were already busy sending helicopters to that flat rock right close by and unloaded a lot of ammunition and rifles off of the trawler. Next. This is the actual picture of the trawler at the mouth of the river. And you notice the rocket holes and bullet holes all along. Next. Then it was eventually taken off of the sandbar and made its way north to our base in Chu Lai for unloading and patching. You notice that the trawler is in between 2 LCMs that were tied up alongside. You can see an anti-aircraft rifle machine gun position, and there was one on this side as well that we were getting shot at during the battle. And you'll see the size of our little swift boat right there as compared to the size of that monster we were facing. Next. On 16 July is when the trawler was taken to our Naval Support Activity Detachment in Chu Lai and for unloading. And these are my pictures that I took with my little Kodak camera back then, and they were unloading. Go ahead. more pictures. The round that Carver fired was right in here, and it just blew out that whole pilot house. Interestingly enough, these vessels were like kamikaze vessels of the World War II type, where the kamikazes would take their aircraft and fly into ships, attempting to destroy them. Well, these trawlers, they were rigged with a self-destruct mechanism, and this trawler here had 2,046 pounds of TNT wrapped all around the cargo, so that in case they weren't able to make good their entry into the land and unload their cargo, they would flip the switch for the time delay mechanism. And what happened when Carver hit the pilot house, it destroyed that mechanism, and thank God it did not blow up, because imagine more than 90 tons of mortars, rockets, explosives, and such, we would have been gone. And that's young Bean right there. Showing a rocket round that hit right there at this location. Go ahead. This is Admiral Veth. He was the chief of naval operations during the Vietnam War, and this is his counterpart, Captain Cho, if I'm not mistaken. They flew up from Saigon because the event was so big that the big brass came up to witness the capture of this ship. Go ahead. Now, later on, after the 16th, we were advised to get our dress white uniforms, because it was in the summer, and we were supposed to report north to Da Nang, the big base in the northern section of South Vietnam. So we went, and we were told there was going to be an award ceremony. That's all we were advised. So we were surprised to find out that Premier Key and Chiefs of State Nguyen Van Tu were there. And that's Key right here. And Tu is just barely visible right here in this location. But it was a huge ceremony, and we were just amazed with what's going on there. This is Premier Key decorating our boat officer, Lieutenant J.G. Ed Bergen. And this man right here, Eddie Knopp, he was a gunner's mate who disarmed the 2,046 pounds of TNT explosives. After we were decorated and congratulated by Premier Key and Chief of State too, and that, I've got to tell you, that was a big, big honor for me, because not too many folks, military personnel, get decorated by Chiefs of State. And I had that privilege and honor of having been decorated and congratulated along with our crew. Young ladies from the nearby school came and placed flowered leis on us after we were decorated. And here's Bobby Don Carver's boats, and here's Porky right here with their, I can get a little colorful here with my language, but I better not. But they had flowered leis placed on them. And here's Carver right here holding an AK-47. By the way, that's an AK-47, not any long gun that you see in the news nowadays. It seems as though that all long guns are referred to as AKs. But if it doesn't look like that, it's not an AK. And here, there's a sign. This is at the award ceremony. They brought the trawler up and cleaned it up. And you'll see this message right here. It says, congratulations to the Korean, American, and Vietnamese forces for the great Saki River victory. I'm here on the left, and here's Carver, and here's McNamara. Unidentified boat officer here. I think my boat officer is that third lane behind him here. And we were observing after the award ceremony. This is the only picture I have of our crew together. And here's Carver Reinhardt, Mr. Bergen, Gunner, Middleton, McNamara, and myself. This is part of the weaponry that was taken off that vessel. Thousands of brand new weapons and ammunition. Go ahead. And here is a picture of Skunk Alpha. So Skunk Alpha, again, tells a swift boat story, tells a story of me growing up in the barrios of San Antonio. It's a memoir because I wanted the reader to keep in mind a point of view, that from an Hispanic Navy Hispanic sailor in Vietnam and having to go through all this, and then also telling the story, the history. I'm hoping that through the book that the unfortunate void in Vietnam War history is filled, in that in many cases, whenever there's news about Vietnam or documentaries about the Vietnam War, the Navy always seems to be left out. And I'm hoping through this effort, and maybe through your kindness, spread the word about swift boats and what we really did. We lost, in addition to our crewmate, there were 50 swift boat sailors that lost their lives during the war, serving on swift boats. But I welcome you to visit with me after the meeting. I'd love to talk to you, and please take flyers. And the last thing I want to say is, if you Google Capturing Skunk Alpha book trailer, just like a movie trailer, but book trailer, you'll see a 3-minute plus video that tells the story about what the book is about. Thank you very much.
Stay right here for a second.
Okay.
Stay right here. There you go.
Thank you.
Raúl, I tell you, it's quite a touching story, and I can't imagine as a young man, if you were playing around in San Antonio, that you'd end up where you did, and the fact that you volunteered is even more amazing.
Well, I was busy in high school, chasing skirts and playing football.
Well, I took this off your desk out front,
Yes.
and I'm going to buy this from you today, and I'm going to give this away as our final door prize. But I was reading some of the things that you were speaking. This is I don't know if anybody ever read PT 109 in World War II about JFK. It's compelling stories what these men went through and just giving of yourself. And I can't imagine in total darkness firing 50-millimeter rounds of at night at each other. It just had to be horrifying. And but you're a true blessing, and to wrap up our Veterans Day weekend, I think we couldn't have done it in a better way, right, Dina?
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. This is really very humiliating, but here's a mug. Thanks a lot. But I guarantee it'll hold some of your favorite beverage, and I wish I had more. But
Thank you very much.
I just
Thank
want to
you.
say a lot of times Vietnam veterans don't hear it enough. But welcome home. You didn't get that privilege, but you do have it with us, and you're welcome to come back and visit us anytime.
Thank you.
And I want to introduce you to Ken. Is Ken here with Limelight Films? Where's Ken? Ken, could you stand up? Ken, see the gentleman in the back?
Yes.
He's a filmmaker.
Oh, okay.
And I think this would be a tremendous film. Don't you guys think that would be a great movie?
Thank you.
And maybe we can get this done. But a decorated Vietnam War veteran right here in our own backyard. I encourage you, if you want some good reading and you want your kids to read about our history so we don't forget about it, grab his book, and he'll be happy to get pictures with you.
And I'll autograph it too.
And he said he'll autograph it too. So, in fact, let me go ahead and give this away. I found this on your desk. Is that okay?
That's fine.
I owe you
Yes.
for this book. And let's see who is going to take home a book. And while I'm doing this, why don't you go ahead and that way I can hand
Well,
it to you.
let me find who
Okay,
gets it.
he'll sign it out there. So you take
I'll
it to
sign.
him and he'll sign it out there. Okay, so our winner is 10 Reasons to Travel. Sam got you back. There you go, Sam. Sam, I tell you what, here, let me grab this, Sam, and then you'll take it up there and you'll get it autographed. But you know, I got to point out that Sam has a travel business you might be interested in, and when you travel, what do you like to do? Read a book. Great. So there you go. So thank you. Thank you, Raúl. God bless you very much.
Thank
and
you.
We'll see you out front.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
I think, does anybody have anything for the good of the chamber that I've forgotten to mention or need to mention or anything like that at all? No? Really? Okay, all you visitors, if you got more questions, we'd love for you to think about being. Yes? What you got, Thomas?
I know you talked about the 5K coming up on January 25th, but the website is live. You can register. Sponsor spots are open. Vendor spots are open. You'll get an email blast a little bit later this week about it. But it is going to be the biggest 5K in the greater Houston area moving forward. So do not miss out on being a vendor or a sponsor. You're going to get exposed to a whole lot of people from even outside the region of Fulshear. So by all means, if you have questions, you can ask me or you can ask Rachel. Both are available to answer questions right after this.
We're going to have media coverage, and that website is Fulshear 5K, no, Texas Heritage 5K.com. Texas Heritage 5, the number 5K.com. All right. Yes, ma'am. What you got, Lindsay? Oh, our administrative coordinator. Hello. What you got?
Sorry, I was a little flustered earlier when he called on me, so I didn't really say anything. Just kind of waved. Just want 30 seconds. I'm really grateful to Dawn and Rachel for believing in me, and I just want to say that this is only my second monthly membership meeting, but I was so excited about the last one, and I'm so excited about what you guys are doing, and I'm so excited to be in this room with you guys. I guess what I'm trying to say is please feel free to reach out to me, and I want to get to know you and how we at the Chamber can serve you. And just a real quick tying in some of the wonderful things I heard today, because this is the month of Thanksgiving. I'm thankful for all of you, and bringing in also, we talked about membership benefits. So, and then JFK, I wanted to say something clever. JFK said something about ask not what your country can do for you, but
You could do for your country.
yeah. And so I want to say, I feel like the Chamber is more than just what we can do for you, but what you can do for our community of Fulshear. And I feel like by becoming a member, this is a little plug, you are signaling to the other amazing people in this room and to your community that you are excited about a positive vision for Fulshear. And again, to the thankfulness, thank you to our volunteers. Thank you for participating in the events, because you make the event better by being there, and it wouldn't be as great if you didn't come out with your swag and your promotional material and your positive attitude, your festive spirit. So please take advantage of some of these marketing opportunities to get your name out there, and please participate. That's what I wanted to say. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lindsay. All right. Hey, we're just 5 after 9, but thank you all very much. Please see the tables out front. If you got any questions, we're here for you. God bless you. Have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next month for December with Pastor Mike McGowan. It's going to be awesome. Having faith in your business.